Colorado High School Activities Association softball is on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network this afternoon from Jocelyn Field. It's the regular season finale as the visiting Eaton Reds, the number one ranked team and the three-time defending state champions, take on the Brush Bee Diggers. I'm John Beltran, and this game is getting underway. Straight up at 4 o'clock as Avery Lefevre on the first pitch, brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan, delivers, and that is low to the right-handed hitting catcher, Emma Anderson. 1 ball and no strikes. The Bee Diggers coming off a 15-4 loss to Lamar, 11-11 overall, 4-7 in the league. Swung on and driven deep into left field. Castillo's way back. It's overhead, and it is gone. Barely over the top of the netted fence on the second pitch of the game. Emma Anderson goes deep. And Eaton at 20-1 leads by a score of 1-0. And in fact, they're 21-1. That's how many home runs this team has hit this year. Emma Anderson came in hitting .476. And a pitch that is a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. And she's a freshman. This is left-handed hitter Zoe Hamilton. And the offering. Squaring to bunt, lays it down third base side, foul. 1-1. Anderson with her 5th home run, while Sadie Ross has hit 9 home runs of the 22 now. And she is on deck. 1 ball and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting Zoe Hamilton. Lefevre looks in the pitch. That is a strike on the inside corner. Hamilton, a junior, hitting .459. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eaton has obviously been rolling all year. The offering, that is outside. Their lone loss came to Holy Family, a number 1 team in 4A, 6-3. Eaton's on a double-digit winning streak. They have won 13 in a row, coming off an 8-0 victory on Tuesday against Resurrection Christian. Change-up swing and a miss on the outside corner. Hamilton strikes out. That is a major weapon, and I'm glad that Lefevre used that as an out pitch. 1 down here for Sadie Ross. Yeah, her numbers have really been something else. Ross hitting .491. She's got that brace on her right knee. The pitch, change up, a strike. On the outer half, it's 0-1. Yeah, you know that Eaton's going to get on that field and off the field quickly. They're that good with their pitching and defense. Wearing their red uniforms with the gray pants, the Bee Diggers swung on and lifted into right field. Molly Wolf is going back towards the fence, and it's off the top of the fence. Ross is around second. She stays right there. It's a 1-out double. I think Wolf might have been able to make the catch. If she just keeps going, I'm not sure she felt comfortable out there with that ball sailing. But that was certainly, it would have been a difficult play, but it's a makeable play. It's a double. And here is Kiana Smith. Right-handed hitter for Eaton. With an open stance, hitting .467. Strike. Right down the middle from Avery Lefevre. No balls and 1 strike. The Bee Diggers have taken Halusk at first. Alicia Hernandez at second. Reese Lambert's the third baseman. As short as Brisa Aguirre Garcia. Karime Castillo in left. Michelle Headley in center. Molly Wolf in right. Brianna Ludgate behind the plate. And the Bee Diggers have got to play good defense. They had 5 errors in 3 innings against Lamar. And the changeup is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Eaton as a team has committed 15 errors in the entire season, less than one a game. The Bee Diggers probably have 3 to 4 times the errors. The pitch, that's a strike. Wow. That looked like it was just above the ankles. It's 1-2. Well, it could be a pitcher strike zone today in Brush. Emma Anderson with a home run on the second pitch of the game. 1-0 Eaton. Just underway. The offering. Swung on line towards center field. Headley comes on and makes the grab. Back to second is Ross. Nice play by Michelle Headley, 2 down. That ball was smoked on a line, and Headley made an excellent play. Here's Julia Meager. She was the #1 pitcher last year. Very good hitter. The senior's hitting .491. Awaiting the pitch is Meager. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Lefevre threw it right by her. No balls and 1 strike. To Julia Meager. Lefevre is looking very good in the early going. Very good. At second is Ross with 2 down. And the offering. Foul to the backstop. I mean, they're going to need an all-star performance from Lefevre just to hang around in the game. No balls and 2 strikes to Julia Meager. The Bee Diggers at 11-11 and Eaton at 21-1. And the offering in the dirt, scooped up nicely by Ludgate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 extra base hits for Eaton in the top of the first. And the pitch swung on and grounded up the middle for a base hit into center field. Ross rounds third. She will score. Throw goes all the way through, but remaining at first is Meager, who drives in the run, 2-0. Eaton, their 3rd base hit of the inning. And Stephanie Bingley will step in. Eaton hitting .413 as a team. Bingley batting .361 from the right side. Awaiting the pitch, and here it is. That is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes, followed by Johanna Galvin. Destry Greiman will hit 8th, and the 9th hitter is the center fielder, or checked at the left fielder, Ayla Ritchie. 2 balls and no strikes. That pitch down and away to Bingley. Ludgate lays down the sign. 2-0. And here it is. That's right there for a strike at the knees. Ball 2, strike 1. The Bee Diggers, by the way, dressed in their pink shirts as part of October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and their black pants. 2-1. That's up and away. 3 balls and a strike to Bingley. The thing with Eaton, they might not blow out everybody. They blow out most teams, but nobody can score on them. They have picked up 3 shutouts in a row and have allowed 1 run total in the last 5 games. Swung on, grounded right back to Lefevre. Underhands to first. Side retired. In the top of the first inning for the Reds. 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors and 1 left. To the bottom of the first we go. Eaton 2. The Bee Diggers are coming to bat on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. It won't be Sadie Ross. It'll be Destry Greiman. Never heard of that first name before, Destry. Facing the following Bee Digger order. Batting first is the pitcher Avery Lefevre. Second baseman Alicia Hernandez at second. The shortstop is Brisa Aguirre Garcia. Cleanup hitters Reese Lambert. Batting fifth is the center fielder Michelle Headley. Karime Castillo in left hits 6th. Brianna Ludgate hits 7th. The right fielder Molly Wolf hits 8th. And Tegan Haluska, the first baseman, will bat 9th. Sadie Ross is at first for Eaton. Zoe Hamilton at second. Third baseman is Julia Meager. Kiana Smith at short. In left field is Ayla Ritchie. Rael Navarro in center. The right fielder Stephanie Bingley. Behind the plate is Emma Anderson. And here we go with Destry Greiman against Avery Lefevre. The pitch, and now time is called, so not ready for play was the home plate umpire. 2-0 Eaton. Meager had an RBI single. Emma Anderson led off the game with a home run on the second pitch. Lefevre hitting .533, and that one bounces to the backstop. 1 ball and no strikes. The Bee Diggers taking on the top-ranked team in the state. They did take number 2 University to the brink, losing 7-5. The pitch, swing and a miss on a pitch down and in. And Brush cannot afford to swing at pitches that are not strikes either. That was not a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike from Destry Greiman to Avery Lefevre. The right-hander's ready. And the offering. Swung on and grounded left side. The shortstop, Smith, has it, fires to first. And Lefevre's out number 1. Here is Alicia Hernandez, batting .478. Eaton just defeated Resurrection Christian in Eaton 8-0, but that was a 3-0 game in the 5th inning. So we've seen teams stay close to Eaton. That pitch is in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes to Alicia Hernandez. An excellent pull hitter for the Bee Diggers, trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the 1st inning. The pitch by Greiman is down and in, 2-0. Now, Sadie Ross is their pitcher. She's the number 1. 2-0 to Hernandez with 1 out in the bottom of the 1st inning. The pitch, and that one bounces to the backstop, 3-0. Greiman is not into the rhythm yet. Without question, on deck is Brisa Aguirre Garcia. They'll have a conversation in the circle. Yeah, Eaton pitchers don't give up much. And when I mean give up, they don't even walk hitters, but Greiman has thrown 6 pitches, only 2 for strikes. 3 balls and no strikes. Awaiting the pitch. Here it is. Upstairs, it's a 4-pitch walk to Hernandez. Here's Brisa Aguirre Garcia. Brisa hitting .508. Second on the team with RBIs. In RBIs with 23. The runner on base, Hernandez, has 24. Let's see if Greiman can throw a strike. Here it is. That one bounces to the screen. She looks awful. Hernandez to second on the wild pitch. She does not look good whatsoever. I mean, we're talking pitches that are not even close. Let's see if Greiman has much of a line this year. 1 ball and no strikes. And she looks like somebody that has not pitched a lot this year, but I could be totally wrong. The offering. That's a strike down the middle. It's 1-1 to Brisa Aguirre Garcia. She certainly brings it, but struggling mightily with her control. 1-1 to the Bee Diggers shortstop. This is her 7th appearance with a .64 ERA. She's thrown 22 innings. And that one might have been a little bit low. We're kind of blocked off here. 2-1. Nope, called a strike at the bottom of the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Brisa Aguirre Garcia. 2-0 Eaton. Runner in scoring position for Brush at the bottom of the 1st inning. The pitch. So, check swing, and it was a strike anyway. Brisa was completely fooled. And she is out number 2. She kind of almost chopped at it. And here's Reese Lambert. That was maybe the worst plate appearance I've ever seen Brisa have. She just lost her aggressiveness there. Lambert hitting .328. The pitch in the dirt. Ball gets away. To third is Hernandez. She's in there on another wild pitch. But it will require a 2-out base hit or a wild pitch to send her home. 1 ball and no strikes to Reese Lambert. She's backing off the plate a little bit. That means she wants to go to right field. That's not a bad idea. Griman looks in. And the offering. And that one bounces in. Nice block by Anderson. 2 balls and no strikes. It was the catcher Anderson that got Eaton off to the 1-0 lead on a home run in the second pitch before Julia Meager's RBI single later in the frame. 2-0 to Lambert. And the offering swung on and grounded right back to the circle. Anderson will throw to first, and the Bee Diggers do get a base runner, but they are done in the top of the first inning. For Brush, no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left at third. We head to the second inning. We'll do that in 1 minute. It's Eaton 2, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 2-0 Eaton, top of the second inning. And for the Reds, they will have Johanna Galvin, Destry Griman, and Ayla Ritchie against right-hander Avery Lefevre. Here is the right-handed hitting Johanna Galvin. Open stance right side against Lefevre. And the pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. No balls and 1 strike. Galvin, a freshman, hitting .411. Everybody on this team slugs. Brush football coming up tonight at 7:30, and Sterling will have that game. I'll be on hand with Tyler Carmen on 1010, and that one hits her on a bounce. It appeared that Lefevre lost control of that pitch completely. And here is Destry Griman. Griman hitting .220. Well below, nearly 200 points below the team average of .413. You have to prevent the big inning because Eaton has had a lot of big innings this year. The pitch, that's low. 1 ball and no strikes. They have not played too many 7-inning games this year. They are coming off a 7-inning against Resurrection Christian, only an 8-0 victory. But again, they just do not give up runs. That bounces away to the backstop. And Galvin to second on the wild pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Here to Destry Griman. And the offering, that's inside. 3-0. Bee Digger blast off tonight at 6:30 with kickoff at 7:30 from Sterling. Huge football game for both teams. 3-0 pitch. That's a strike. Top of the zone. Belt high. It's 3-1. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Reds. No runs, no hits for the Bee Diggers, but we're only in the second. Griman awaits the pitch. And here it is. Popped up right side. The second baseman, Hernandez, to her left, is going to make the grab. Nice job of Lefevre coming back in the count, 1 down. And that brings up Ayla Ritchie. Ritchie, a senior, batting .265. So you've got to get this part of the lineup out. These are the hitters that have not delivered as well as the others. Lefevre gets the sign. And the offering. That's a strike right down the middle. Bell tie, it's 0-1. For the top half of the second inning, Ritchie awaits. And the pitch swung on and lifted towards right center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Galvin got a terrible jump. She's going to step on third, though, and headed for the plate. The throw is going to be late, and now it gets away. And a second is Ritchie, and it's 3-0 on the RBI single from Ayla Ritchie. And here is Emma Anderson. She homered over the left field fence, I should say, on the second pitch of the game. That was her 5th home run of the season. She's got more homers than Brush as a team. That's up and away. They played the regular season finale in Eaton 1 year ago. Eaton won 1-0. Here it's 3-0 in the second. And the offering. Change up is outside, 2-0. Zoe Hamilton waits to hit next. These teams are separated by 10 games. The Bee Diggers have won 11 games. Eaton has won 21. And the 2-0. That is outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Well, the good news for Brush, they have not committed an error. Excuse me. Something got away from me there. 3 balls and no strikes. And that pitch is outside. It's a walk. Since 2003, Western Engineering Consultants has been providing big firm product with small firm relationships. Visit westerneci.com for more. Anderson on base for the second time. Here's Zoe Hamilton, who struck out on a changeup in the first inning. Lefevre up to 35 pitches. And the offering. And squaring to bunt, it's up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, these Eaton Reds have just been really solid all season, even better than a year ago. The pitch swung on and popped up in the infield. Should be the infield fly. The shortstop, Aguirre Garcia, behind the circle, makes the catch. 2 down. Nice jam job by Avery Lefevre. And that brings up Sadie Ross. She doubled and scored on Julia Meager's RBI single. And now with her 9 home runs, up there with 2 on and 2 out in the second. Lefevre delivers up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. You might have to pitch around her a little bit. Anything fat, Ross can certainly hit it out. Ritchie at second, Anderson at first. 3-0 Eaton in the second. The pitch in the dirt, 2 balls and no strikes. But again, pitch around her. You got a base open. Kiana Smith is on deck. But Smith hit a laser her last time up that was caught by the center fielder, Michelle Headley. Ross ahead in the count at 2-0. The offering. Hit foul down the right side. Late swing, it's 2-1. To Sadie Ross. Was an outstanding and still is an outstanding pitcher. She's won a state title every year, including as a 13-year-old freshman. Now she's a senior. The count is at 2-1. Change up, a strike. Down and away, it's 2-2. Boy, at the knees on the outer half. You've got to throw Sadie Ross off balance. She's too good. And that's what Lefevre did with that pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. The offering. Fastball is high. 3-2. The runners will be going with this pitch. Sadie Ross awaits the 3-2. Here it is. Swung on and driven down the right field line. It is twisting foul. Remains at 3-2 to Sadie Ross. Good pitch by Lefevre trying to hit that corner. We're in the second inning. Eaton leads Brush 3-0. We started straight up at 4 o'clock. Again, the runners will be going with a payoff pitch. And here it is. In the dirt with a changeup. The bases are loaded. Second walk of the inning. To go along with a hit batter, here's Kiana Smith. And this is the hitter Lefevre's got to retire. Without question. A line drive caught by Headley in center in Smith's first plate appearance. Lefevre twirling that softball against her right hip. The pitch. That's a strike at the knees. No balls and one strike to Kiana Smith. Is this one of these teams they step out after? You don't want to step out for too long. The offering. Changeup is high. 1-1. Smith adjusts those batting gloves. It's part of her routine. And awaits the pitch. Swung on and chopped to third and off the glove and fielded by Aguirre Garcia. A long throw to first is late. I thought Lambert had a shot at it. I think it might have just gone right underneath the glove. But certainly a makeable play at third. It's 4-0. Well, for now, we'll call it a hit, but I have to look at that again. It appeared to me a makeable play over there. And here's Julia Meager with the RBI single, her first time up. The offering, and a nice job of Berisa backhanding that ball, but she had no play at first, even though she threw it all the way through. 1 ball and no strikes, 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings for the Reds. They lead by 4. Yeah, you've got to make every play when it's attainable. The pitch, down and in, 2-0. Again, we'll score that a hit, but it could have been an error easily. 2 balls and no strikes. Anderson, Ross, and Smith on the base pass for Eaton. The pitch swung on and drilled into right center field. That one might clear the bases. 1 run is in. 2 runs have scored. Smith around third, headed for the plate. It's a bases clearing double for Julia Meager. She's driven in 4 runs in the first 2 innings, and Eaton leads Brush 7-0. And here is Stephanie Bingley, who grounded back to the circle to end the first inning. At least the top of the first. Big 2-out hit there by Julia Meager. The pitch, that's a strike. On the outer half, it's 0-1. From Avery Lefevre. Eaton doing what they've done all year. They jump on these teams rather easily. That's off the glove of Ludgate, runner to third, and no throw. That'll be a pass ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Reds have scored 5 runs in this inning. Lefevre looks in. The pitch. Now one nearly hit her. 2-1. Backed her off the plate. This is the 9th hitter of the inning for Eaton. Count is sitting at 2-1. And the offering fouled off to the right. For over 100 years, Premier Farm Credit has been providing affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit premieraca.com. Premier Farm Credit. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lefevre looks in. The pitch. She takes it low. Does Bingley. It's 3-2. Question is, how many innings do we play today? Is it going to be 4, 5, or 6, or 7 is going to be tough? 6 is going to be tough. Down by 7 runs in the second. 3-2 is inside. It's a third walk of the inning. And here's Johanna Galvin. Johanna hit by a pitch to begin this frame. 10th hitter of the inning. Got to play 5 innings if it's a 10-run game and 12 if it's a 4-run game. We don't want to think in those terms, but that's the reality when you're down by this much early. The pitch squaring to bunt and takes it for a strike. Runner to second, no throw. So 2 in scoring position. And 0-1 to Johanna Galvin. Lefevre ready. Ludgate lays down the sign, the offering. Down and in, it's 1-1. Lots of pitches for Lefevre, 58 already, 29 strikes, 29 balls. Had a good first inning. And the 1-1 changeup is up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike to Johanna Galvin. As good as this team is, a bright future. Johanna is only a freshman, hitting .411. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. Count is at 2-2. Again, we'll have football coming up tonight at 7:30. The Bee Diggers and Tigers from Sterling. Bee Digger Blastoff commences the coverage at 6:30. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 5 across for Eaton in the second. The pitch, that's in the dirt. Ball 3, strike 2. You got to throw a strike here. She's already walked 3 in the inning, and Griman is on deck. If not, Lefevre might be pulled at some point just to save the arm. The pitch swung on in line to left field. Castillo coming on, makes the grab. A line shot to left field, but Karime was able to make the play. Nice defense for Brush. 5 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. An inning and a half in the books. The 3-time defending state champion Eaton Reds lead the Brush Bee Diggers 7-0 on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. I'm John Beltran. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. Eaton leads Brush 7-0. It's Michelle Headley, Karime Castillo, and Brianna Ludgate against Destry Griman, who threw just 14 pitches. However, only 6 strikes, and yet she got 3 outs rather efficiently. Headley's had a nice streak of hitting lately. Headley hitting .327. Pitches inside, 1 ball and no strikes. To Michelle Headley. 5, 6, and 7 for Brush in the bottom of the second inning. Headley ready. And the pitch. Swing and a foul tip at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Bee Diggers will not be back in action until a week from Saturday for regional semifinal play at a time and site to be determined. The offering. That's a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2, thigh high to the tall Michelle Headley. Griman ready. Let's see if she gets into a rhythm because she's had no rhythm. Still more balls and strikes. 1-2. Grounded foul, third base side. That's the other thing with Lefevre. These hitters are so good. She did strike out Hamilton in the first. Griman picked up a strikeout of Brisa Aguirre Garcia in the bottom of the first. And the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and tapped foul to the backstop. Remains at 1-2. Yeah, the Bay Diggers, if they win that regional semi a week from Saturday, they'll be a double-digit seed. You would think going into the playoffs, the pitch, or into the state tournament in the dirt. 2-2. Eaton leads 7-0. 2 runs in the first inning and 5 in the second. Griman checks that wristband every single time. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Oh, did she pull the string on that one? Headley way out in front, 1 down. Strikeout number 2 for Destry Griman. And here is Brianna Ludgate. I guess they switched the order around there. Yeah, Castillo will be hitting in the 7 hole. So here's Ludgate, the pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Smith charges, fields, fires. 2 down. 2 down for Castillo. Hitting .429. Ludgate hitting .407 going into that plate appearance. See, that's what Griman did when she was in trouble in the first inning. Then she threw 1 pitch to retire a hitter. Bounces to the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. To Karime Castillo. In the bottom half of inning number 2. Griman ready. The Bee Diggers had a base runner in the first. Swing and a miss on a pitch on the inner half. It's 1-1. This Eaton team has won 13 games in a row. They have not lost in a month. The pitch, fouled. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Karime Castillo. Bay Diggers just looking to make contact. Griman ready. Checking out her wristband. And the 1-2 pitch. That is just a little bit low. That was close. Eaton's alert on every pitch. Hamilton and Smith, the second baseman and shortstop, they back up the throw from Anderson to the pitcher, even with nobody on base. 2-2 keeps this team on their toes. And the offering. Swing and a miss. Again, another nasty changeup. Down and away. 1, 2, 3 for Destry Griman. Let's hit the third inning. Eaton 7, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We move to inning number 3, and the Bee Diggers trail the Eaton Reds 7-0. 8, 9, and 1 for Eaton. Destry Griman, Ayla Ritchie, and Emma Anderson. Griman at 0 for 1. She popped out the second, her first time up. She must have a brother. I remember there was a Griman in 2015 who pitched for Eaton. Great pitcher. They won the state title that year over Brush. The pitch upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. To Destry Griman. Done a nice job in the circle with 3 strikeouts. We know Eaton will be playing at home a week from Saturday, and that's low. 2-0. If they generate enough of a rally in this inning, they could end this in 3 or 4. 2 balls and no strikes to Destry Griman. Looking in, and the pitch fouled down the right side. Haluska giving chase out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 runs in the first for Eaton, 5 in the second. As evidenced by the 7-0 lead, and the wind started to kick up a little bit. And the offering, and that one hit her on the left shoulder. Second hit batsman by Avery Lefevre. Greiman reaches for Ayla Ritchie. And now we're going to have a courtesy runner. Courtesy runner for Eaton is Amelia Bowden. Ritchie singled her first time up. Yeah, we knew that once Brush lost to Lamar, the chances for a winning record during the regular season were out the door because of this opponent. Ritchie awaits the pitch. Here it is, squaring to bunt, and that's in the dirt. Runner to second, no throw. That's a great pitch to steal on. 1 ball and no strikes. Julia Meager has 4 RBIs, including a bases-clearing double. Emma Anderson with a home run, her 5th of the season, to lead off the game. 1-0, up and away, 2 balls and no strikes. To Ayla Ritchie. In the right-handed batter's box. The offering. Up and away again, 3 balls and no strikes with Zoe Hamilton in the hole after Emma Anderson will be hitting next. The Reds have 7 runs on 6 hits. The Bee Diggers looking for their first hit. The pitch, that's up and away. It's a 4th walk issued by Lefevre. And here comes Emma Anderson. A homer and a walk. Been on base twice. As good as Eaton is, you can't give them free passes. 6 free passes already, 4 walks, and 2 hit batters. And the pitch, and that bounces away, bounces to the backstop. On the wild pitch, Bowden to third, and into second is Ritchie. 1 ball and no strikes. Lefevre's been very good the last several starts, but not today. 39 balls, 32 strikes. And the infield is playing halfway. Anderson awaits. 1-0. Fouled off to the right. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's been a long season. Lots of pitches thrown by the senior right-hander. It'll be a well-deserved rest after this game before we get to the regional semifinals a week from Saturday. 1-1 to Anderson. Bowden at third, Ritchie at second. The offering, and that is in the dirt, 2-1. Bee Diggers want to play more than 3 innings, but if they have a huge inning here, they might not get past the third. They'd love to get to at least the 5th inning at the very minimum. 2-1 upstairs, 3-1. I have a feeling Molly Wolf's going to be in that circle at some point. I think Avery's tired already, and it's not because of this game. It's just the whole season. And you've got this opponent. 3 balls and 1 strike. She's walked 4 already. The pitch swung on and hit into shallow left center field. That drops for a base hit. Bowden scores. Ritchie stays at third. It's an RBI single for Anderson. Her 2nd ribby of the game. Eaton, 8. Brush, nothing. And that was hit off the end of the bat, but in the perfect spot. Well, Lefevre has retired Hamilton twice. A strikeout and an infield pop-up. Aguirre Garcia playing in at short. The pitch squaring to bunt. That's upstairs. The throws to the shortstop. Aguirre Garcia nowhere near the bag. A steal for Emma Anderson. 1 ball and no strikes. And this Brush team has lots of talent. But Eaton is another level altogether. And the 1-0, squaring to bunt. That's down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. And there are huge sticks behind Hamilton. Ross, Smith, and Meager. Huge. 2-0 to Zoe Hamilton. 8-0 Eaton. No outs. Top of the third. Pitch up and in. 3 balls and no strikes. 44 balls, 34 strikes for Lefevre. She has not had an outing like this in a while. 3-0. That's upstairs. It's 5th walk issued. And the bases are loaded for Sadie Ross. She has doubled and walked. This is significant trouble. You cannot pitch around her now. You got to pitch to her. Ritchie, Anderson, and Hamilton on the bases. 1 across for Eaton so far. The pitch. That's a strike on the inside corner to Sadie Ross. No balls and 1 strike. Ross again with 9 home runs. 9 of their 22 this year. And she's driven in 33, which leads the team. The pitch upstairs. Meager's driven in 31, including 4 in this game. 1-1 to Ross. Righty against righty. Avery Lefevre, the senior, ready, looking in. The pitch swung on, hit high and deep into left center field. Headley is back, and it's a grand slam. She nearly caught it shy of the fence. A grand slam for Sadie Ross. But that, believe it or not, that could have been caught out there in left center. And it's 12-0 Eaton. It was that close to the fence. I thought Headley was going to make a play on it, but she knows better than I do. I was too far away. And that's the 10th home run of the season for Sadie Ross. Here's Kiana Smith, a line drive and a single. I mean, Headley was that close. That close. She made as good a play as she could on that softball. Swung on and driven into center field. That'll drop for a base hit into right center. Ball squirts away, but holding up at first is Kiana Smith, who's 2 for 3. That sends up Julia Meager, an RBI single and a bases clearing double. So 5 runs in the second, 5 in the third, still nobody out. Eaton has picked up 9 hits in the game. The pitch, that is upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Still got to be up, I believe, by 15 runs after 3. They're up by 12. And the offering. Swung on and driven to right field. Molly Wolf to her left, and it's off her glove, and the ball squirts away. Now headed for third is Smith, and Smith's going to stay right there. That'll be an error in right field by Wolf on a ball twisting away, but certainly had an easy chance to make the catch. And second and third with nobody out for Stephanie Bingley. That is definitely an error. She was there to make that play. Could not haul it in. Bingley has grounded out and walked. That type of Thursday for the Bee Diggers. Bingley awaits the pitch. Here it is. That's upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. They have sent 7 hitters to the plate. All have reached in this inning. Eaton showing why they are the prohibitive number 1. The offering up and in, 2-0. Bee Diggers are just looking for outs at this point. Just get an out. Not every ball's been hit hard, but some in the perfect spot. That's why you have to make plays. Brush probably had 2 or 3 opportunities to make some good defensive plays. The pitch, that's off the glove of Ludgate, no advance, 3-0. Johanna Galvin's on deck, and we'll see if Coach Odell's going to make a move at some point. 5 walks and 2 hit batters by Lefevre. 3 balls and no strikes. Looking in, and the offering. That is up and in. A 4-pitch walk, and let's see if we have any activity. Nope. Johanna Galvin hit by a pitch and line to left will be the batter. And we'll have a courtesy runner at first for Eaton. Let's see. That's going to be Sophie Morgan. Courtesy runner is Sophie Morgan for Eaton. So the first 8 have reached in the third for the Reds. They are up 12-0, nobody out. You do have the bottom of the lineup here, and Galvin, Griman, and Ritchie. If you're Brush, you just want to get out of this inning as quickly as possible and get to the plate and see if you can salvage even a run. Eaton has picked up 3 shutouts in a row. And during that span, they've outscored their opponents 32-0. Swung on line foul. In the last 8 games, Eaton has outscored their opponents 115-6. That is incredible. 115-6 in their last 8 games. No balls and 1 strike to Galvin. The offering. That's bounced left side and right underneath the glove of Lambert into left field. That's going to score 2 runs. And now the trail runner to third. It's 14-0. That'll be an error on Lambert. Give Galvin 1 RBI, but that was a routine grounder. And now Brush is falling apart defensively. That is certainly not on the pitcher. That play should have been made at third, and the Bead Diggers have committed 2 errors in this inning. Another courtesy runner at first for Eaton. And we might be done pretty shortly. Here's Destry Griman. 7 runs have been scored in the frame. And now the first 9 have reached for the Reds. Lefevre has thrown 91 pitches. But her defense has got to do something. If not, we'll be here forever. Pitch to Griman. That's a strike on the outer half. Griman has popped out and been hit by a pitch. She is 0 for 1. 14 runs on 9 hits. Brush has committed, again, 2 errors, both in this inning. A 7-run inning so far. The offering. Down and in. Count levels at 1-1 to Destry Griman. On deck is Ayla Ritchie. This is her 3rd plate appearance in as many innings. The pitch, fouled straight back. It's 1-2. Well, let's see if Brush can get out of this inning in the next 5 or 6 minutes, because they've been on that field for at least 10 without recording an out. You want to somehow accelerate this thing. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Griman. The pitch, changeup is down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes, whatever it takes. She's induced. Lefevre has some infield pop-ups, but clearly off her game with the 6 free passes. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, swung on and popped up into right field. Molly Wolf is coming on, and the catch is made. Runner tags from third. And scoring is Sophie Morgan. A sac fly by Griman. First out of the inning. And it's 15-0 Eaton. Well, baby steps. Ayla Ritchie has singled and walked. Thank goodness. Just get 1 out. And they've got 1 out. Now they need 2 more. The pitch. Swung on. Grounded to short. Benisa's got it, throws to first, low, and dug out nicely by Haluska. 2 down to second is Galvin. Okay, they might get out of this a lot quicker than that. Straight up at 5 o'clock. This is 1010 KSIR. Brosh, Fort Morgan, Weldona. Here's trouble. Emma Anderson, a homer, a walk, and an RBI single. Been on base 3 times. This is significant trouble. That's the other thing. Eaton can't be tired. They played all these games like Brush has, but they're barely on the field. They're usually inside that dugout swinging away. The pitch, that's high. 1 ball and no strikes to Emma Anderson. Again, Brush football tonight at 7:30. B-Digger Blastoff begins the coverage at 6:30. Anderson awaits the 1-0. There it is. That's a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. $15 is going to be enough to win in 3 innings. Eaton might be able to score more if Anderson can deliver with Galvin at second. And 2 outs in this 8-run 3rd inning. The offering swung on and grounded left side, backhanded by Bautista. Off for a glove into left field. Nearly had it. It's a base hit. And scoring is Galvin. And the courtesy runner checked that. It's 16-0. Courtesy runner scores, and Anderson with another RBI. And 9 runs have scored in the frame. Now they've got some leeway. And here is Zoe Hamilton. Struck out, popped out, and walked. Yeah, Bautista would not have had to play at first. That's why it's a base hit. The pitch. That's a strike. Runner to second. Nobody's there. And Bautista got over there late, but it's a stolen base for Anderson. Quite frankly, I'm surprised somebody took off with a 16-0 lead. I figured keep it at first, but Eaton's going to play their game. No balls and 1 strike to Hamilton. B-Diggers are down to their final 3 outs once they get the next hitter out for Eaton. And the offering. Changeup is down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rough inning, but you knew that Eaton at some point would break out. They did with 5 in the second, but that pales in comparison to 9 in the third. The offering swung on. That ball is driven foul, first base side. Count moves to 1-2. Doesn't matter that Brush will have an 11-12 record going into the regional semis because they've played a quality schedule, without a doubt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hamilton. 0 for 2 in the game. The pitch. Changeup is a called strike 3. A nasty pitch on the outer half by Avery Lefevre. And that ends the top of the third. 9 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left to the bottom of the third. Eaton, 16, Brush nothing on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Well, there's no doubt that Eaton wants to end the game right now. Sadie Ross is on to pitch the bottom of the 3rd inning. Destry Griman now the first baseman. 16-0 Eaton. You've got to be up by at least 15 after 3, and they've got a 16-run lead. Molly Wolf will hit for the first time in the game. Some Reds have batted 4 times. Wolf, Haluska, and Avery Lefevre. B-Diggers have just 1 base runner. But again, we're only in the 3rd inning. Wolf hitting .286. Brush needs to score twice to extend the game to the 4th. Looking in. Sadie Ross to deliver to Molly Wolf. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Oh, man. She is just too good. No balls and 1 strike. To Molly Wolf. Sadie Ross, a top-notch pitcher, and that's off the glove of Anderson. 1 ball and 1 strike. She's a next-level Division I talent, without a doubt. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 runs in the first inning, 5 in the second, 9 in the third. That's foul down the right side by Molly Wolf. It is 1-2. Griman had 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. And again, Eaton just 3 outs away. 1-2 to the right fielder, Wolf. And the pitch, swing and a miss. That changeup had Wolf way out in front. 1 down. Tegan Haluska, batting .367. Will now bat for Brush. We'll have the post-game show. Be heading a little bit later on to Sterling. Not this early, even after this game. The pitch. That's a little bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Tegan Haluska. The lone left-handed hitter for Brush. Zoe Hamilton, the lone lefty for Eaton. Offering. Swing and a miss through that laser right by her. And the count evens at 1-1 to Tegan Haluska, the number 9 hitter in this Brush lineup. Yeah, Sadie Ross is worth the price of admission. The offering. That's on the outside corner. Strike 2. Belt high to the first baseman for the Bee Diggers. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sadie Ross beat Brush in the state semifinals as a freshman. The pitch, high. That rise ball makes it 2-2. Brush trailing 16-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The game will end here unless the Bee Diggers can muster 2 runs. The offering, outside. Good eye there by Haluska. It's 3-2. Avery Lefevre is on deck. Looking over at that left wristband is Sadie Ross. The pitch, swing and a miss on the outside corner. Oh, man. A lot of steam behind that one. 5 strikeouts by Eaton pitching. And Avery Lefevre is Brush's final shot. She grounded to short in the bottom of the 1st inning. And she could be the only Bee Digger with 2 plate appearances in the game. Oh, what a pitch by Ross. Painted that corner. The offering. Changeup is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. To Avery Lefevre. Looking in is Ross, and the offering. That's a strike on the outer half belt high, and the count levels at 1-1. Man, when Ross throws that pitch is right on top of you. I mean, that's how much velocity she has. 1-1. The pitch outside. Ball 2, strike 1. Off I-76 and exit 66A in Wiggins. Gas, food, and all your travel accessories at Stubbs Gas and Oil. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch swung on. That ball's fouled off to the right. 2-2. To Lefevre. She's going to battle here, and watch out for Ross. She might try to pull the string. She's already struck out the first 2 Bee Diggers. Getting Lefevre is going to be much tougher. 2-2 with the bases empty in the 3rd. Sadie Ross to the plate. Swing and a miss on a pitch up and in. And the game is over. She strikes out the Bee Diggers in order. The final score, Eaton 16. Brush nothing. The Bee Digger post-game show is brought to you by Advanced Agri-Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water for your field. Call Dusty or Roxy, 970-571-2024. 16 runs on 10 hits, no errors, 4 left on base for Eaton. No runs, no hits, 2 errors, 1 left on base for Brush. Destry Griman, the winning pitcher, Avery Lefevre, took the lost time of the game, 1 hour and 9 minutes. And really, it was all determined in the 1st inning. The home run by Emma Anderson Julia Meager later had an RBI single and a bases clearing double in that 5-run second inning. And then they also got a grand slam by Sadie Ross, her 10th home run of the season. That came in the 9-run third inning. Eaton with a perfect Patriot League record, 12-0 in league play, 22-1 to finish off the regular season. The Bee Diggers 4-8 in league play, 11-12 overall. Next up, the regional semifinals 1 week from Saturday. A reminder, we'll talk to you once again here at 6:30 tonight. Bee Digger blast off at 6:30, kickoff at 7:30. When the Bee Digger football team is in Sterling to take on the Tigers. Until then, we'll talk to you here in, less than an hour and a half. Have a great rest of the afternoon, and God bless. The final score, once again from Joslyn Field, Eaton in 3 innings defeats Brush 16-0 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.